Whether you like it or not, aside from your hard work, your progress in life is also associated with the people you work with. Your team will determine how successful you are. If you cannot carry a team along, they will not work well with you. Your assignment will fail. We will be talking about self-confidence today, and we will begin by talking about what it is not. A lot of times it's easy to find out what something is by starting from what it is not, because it helps you to have a clearer picture of what it is not. Self-confidence is extremely crucial when you talk about self-development and success generally. A lot of people talk about success in businesses and any aspect of life. We'll talk about the fact that self-confidence is absolutely necessary. So because of that, people drive for self-confidence. People try to attain self-confidence, but a lot of people don't know what it is. So what exactly is it not? The most important thing that self-confidence is not is pride. Because you see, some people innocently become prideful instead of becoming confident. In their own mind, they feel that self-confidence simply means that I am out there and I'm showing that I am big. Okay. I'm huge. And that actually is not what self-confidence is about. So what exactly is pride here? Pride has to do with you measuring yourself with other people. So in your own mind, you feel that you're superior to other people. That's actually what pride is. Now, somebody does not want to feel inferior. The person does not want to feel low self-esteem. So the person goes out there and acts as though he's actually bigger than life, larger than life, and he wants to demonstrate it. So it goes out there being arrogant. So what happens is that when you have pride operating in your life, so to speak, you compare yourself with other people and you consider yourself superior. So you think that you're better than them, and you think that they are not as good as you. They can't do anything that is good enough. And it goes on and on and on. And it's really can be dangerous, because it is essentially an attitudinal matter. You may not even be aware that it is pride. So one has to be extremely careful. One of the ways you know when you're operating in pride and not in self-confidence is that you constantly compare yourself mentally with people, and you look for ways you're better than them. So you hardly ever find anything good in anyone, because anything good you see, you will underestimate it and underrate it to make the person seem lesser than you. So mentally, you are placing yourself above other people. So you enter a place and you're thinking, they may think I'm small, they may look down on me, then you play big. So even the biggest person in the room, you consider the person lesser than you because you've pumped up your ego and you feel that, no, I'm bigger than this. So anytime you find yourself comparing yourself with people and not seeing anything good in them, and seeing yourself better in every single way, and if by any chance you see them better in a way, you actually criticize it and tear it down to just make it seem as nothing, there is a high tendency that you're already operating in pride there. Let's talk about the consequences of operating in pride instead of self-confidence.
Exactly.
One of it is that you can never be helped when you're proud. The reason is that, you see, water flows downwards, it never flows upward. So when you consider yourself higher than every other person, there is nothing in them that can flow to you.
Very true.
So imagine you put a bucket on a raised platform, and you put, there's a tap down there. You connect a hose. It's going to be a whole lot of pressure for the water to go all the way into the bucket. So when you get to a place, the first thing you do is that you appear as though you're too big. And when you're too big, you cannot be helped. The point is, even if they are willing to help you, you will not realize it because you have rated yourself higher than them.
Sure.
So you can't think that there is anything in anyone that I need, because somehow you have rated yourself higher than them. Now, the next thing, of course, still talking about getting help, is that even if they want to help you, they feel that there is no point. Oh, you think you're bigger, right? So how do you need the help? Imagine working yourself Two, someone who is an achiever or a success in his own field, and you actually need the help of that person. And you walk up to the person and you start to relate with the person as though you're equals. Now, there is, pride has a feeling to it. It has, an aura to it that people sense it.
Okay.
So there is no how they will feel open to help you. There's this interesting story of Dale Carnegie that he wrote in one of his books. He was writing an article, and the article was reviewing different aspects of life. And there was this particular renowned person he wanted to write to get the person's perspective on the person's work.
Okay.
But about a week before that time, he came in contact with a letter that someone wrote, and under it, the person wrote, dictated but not read. Dictated but not read. In other words, the person is so big, I dictated it to my secretary, I did not have the time to read it, so put up with the errors. So he felt that, whoa, that's a nice way to make an impression. So when he wrote to this big man, after he finished writing the letter, he wrote under it, dictated but not read. And the man did not even bother to respond. He just wrote back on the same letter, your bad attitude is only exceeded by your bad attitude. And he sent it back to him.
Oh, wow.
Now, that simply means that, you see, he was trying to create an image of himself that was bigger than who he was. And by that, he lost the opportunity of receiving something from a bigger person because the person saw that, no, your ego is too much. There's no how you can get anything from me here. So a lot of times when people are not helped, they don't realize that it is their pride that repels people. And that is very, very important. The second thing is knowledge. You cannot learn from someone you consider yourself bigger than. So when students consider themselves more intelligent than their lecturers, they cannot learn anything because there is nothing anybody can say that makes sense. So the only way you can keep learning is when you feel that the person you're learning from has something to give you.
Sure.
But pride makes you feel that, what does he have to say? I know everything. What is there? And a lot of times, it's not because you feel you know everything, it's because you want to look like you know everything so that people don't look down on you. So one way or the other, you end up losing because you have created an image that is bigger than who you are. Unfortunately, if they actually put you to the test, they may actually discover you don't know anything. And it will be a very terrible thing. The next thing is that there wouldn't be any progress. There wouldn't be progress because whether you like it or not, aside from your hard work, your progress in life is also associated with the people you work with. Your team will determine how successful you are. If you cannot carry a team along, they will not work well with you. Your assignment will fail. And a lot of times people will not look to the team members, they look to you, the leader. So if you are working with people and you're so arrogant that you feel that you know it all, because you think you're working in self-confidence, people will leave you to it and say, okay, you know it, so do it.
Yourself.
And it's likely to fail. You will not make a lot of progress there. Another thing is that when your superiors sense that you're arrogant, they don't help you in ways they can. Kalahari spoke about who's carrying your file. In other words, there are places as a junior person that you may never get to. I don't mean you will never progress to, but I mean places where your case is being decided, where you will not be in the room to have a say and say, sorry, excuse me, your impression about me is wrong. No, you will not be there at the time they are deciding. There's going to be somebody in the room that says, oh, I know this person. The person's excellent, I've worked with the person can actually deliver. Now imagine a case where you have been arrogant to every single senior colleague you have because you feel, yes, what can they do that I cannot do? Hey, everybody has a will. You cannot boss me around. I know what I'm doing. So when it comes to cases like that, and they find themselves in places where they can actually speak for you, maybe you're about to be appointed to do something, maybe an assignment's about to be given to you, maybe they even want to reward people for doing certain things. And someone says that, well, he's hardworking, he's qualified, but you see, it is just this attitude matter. By the time you give him the opportunity or give her the opportunity, you see, she will just mess up the entire thing. And somebody says, if you considered hard work, you can actually appoint this person to do the work. But I'm thinking she will not get along with everybody working with her because she just has a way of lording it over everybody, and everybody feels like, they're nothing because she's there. And then everybody says, one of the elements of being a good leader is to
Having
have
to
someone who
work
can,
with people.
work with people, mentor people, and all of that. If she can do that, then perhaps she's not the best person. And then they drop the competent person and go for the next qualified person.